Hey everyone, Digital Logan here, helping you find success in analog life. I, like many of you, was scrolling through my newsfeed this morning, and about 3 pages down I saw that JBS, a Brazilian meatpacking company, their primary facility in North America was hacked. So this is in Canada. They process about 4,000 cattle a day. A day after Memorial Day, where I, like many of you, had some people over last night, and we cooked a lot of barbecue, a lot of meat, and I'm guessing stores are running pretty low. So this seemed like a pretty opportune time to add some scarcity into the economy by hitting this meatpacking plant. The reason I really wanted to talk about this today is really for that conversation specifically. The United States printed about $6 trillion last year. The rest of the world has printed money like mad as well. So there's all of this money just floating around in the money supply at the moment. The central banks, when they print money, they tend to do this in a calculated way where they make projections on what inflation will be when they print this money. This is likely calculated by the number of goods and services that are in our economy at the present and what we can expect projected forward into the future. So I'm having a hard time looking at hacks like this as an isolated incident, given this macro perspective of money printing and the possibility of inflation. So there are 3 events in particular that I really want to talk about. Number 1, the Suez Canal incident, where that container ship blocked the Suez Canal for weeks. I have never heard of that happening in my history. I thought that was a strange coincidence for sure, that the second governments just start printing money like crazy, the ship gets stuck and cuts off goods to Europe and much of that region. Then we see the Colonial pipeline get hit, which caused a lot of unrest and panic on the East Coast. And I thought it was really interesting that that was attributed primarily to a private actor with maybe some government funding. But boy, if I was a hacker, probably the last thing I would want to do is hack into the United States, essentially their infrastructure, right? I'm going to upset millions of Americans. I'm going to get international attention for, what was it, $5 million? Something like that. There's a lot of different companies you could go after that would be a lot more, let's just say, subtle, where you don't get so much attention. And not that narrative, I don't know that these narratives are false, so I'm not even going to say that. I think it's suspicious that these hacks are reducing the number of goods and services in our economy, or raising the input costs to our goods in our economy. So therefore raising the prices of our goods. This seems to me like a period of inflation games is upon us, where international groups are trying to get countries caught off guard and drive home some inflation within different countries. It makes a lot of sense if you are a international player and really, you just watched your international opponent print a bunch of money, and all you have to do is raise the prices of a few staple goods, and the people will become uneasy and restless and potentially rebellious. And we're seeing that to an extent in the US. We're seeing it really around the world, where people are kind of realizing that life is going to be more difficult going forward than we had hoped, than we had been told, especially prior to, in the beginning of the pandemic. It sounded like governments would have people's backs, and it seems like at the moment they're just giving them money, which will be devalued over time, and we're kind of starting to understand that. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think when you see these different scenarios play out. Are you looking at them individually? Are you starting to connect the dots as well? And, what do you think's going on? because to me it seems more rational to think that international players are trying to drive inflation rather than random hacker groups are hacking beef plants and oil plants and causing chaos where, you know, there's simply easier ways to make money if you're that good. So that's my 2 cents. Just wanted to share what I'm looking at and keep getting informed from my channel, but others as well, on what you can do to protect yourself from inflation. Because if I happen to be correct, I imagine we're going to see an incident like this every month for the foreseeable future. So buckle up, like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks.